is Kamaya Muhammad, and I suffer from trichotillomania. So trichotillomania, try to say that 10 times fast. It's a very big word. That's a big word for Elmo. Sorry, when I have to talk about things that are serious, I try to joke around it because I get uncomfortable, and my coping mechanism is joking. Also, the bugs are loud today. I'm so sorry. But I suffer from trichotillomania. I have been suffering from trichotillomania, aka a hair pulling disorder, since I was 4 years old. Started with my scalp. I was pulling chunks of hair from like right here. I remember being as young as 4. I would wrap my finger around my hair and just pull. I had bald spots growing up, and it was pretty bad. I did it for years, my scalp, and I don't really remember, or I don't really know what my triggers are, but I remember I always feel like it connects to my dad in a way. My dad wasn't really in the picture growing up, and to self-soothe from being sad if he didn't come pick me up or whatever the case may be, I would pull my hair out. Now that I'm older, I'm in this place of like, I can't keep blaming my dad. It has to be other things that trigger me. And I still pull my hair to self-soothe. I no longer pull my scalp hair out. And if I do, it's very seldom. It might be once every other month if I pull from my scalp. That's not my target area anymore. My target areas are my eyebrows and my lashes. And I am going to do a reveal of what they currently look like, because my eyebrows are drawn on and my lashes are lash clusters. This is very embarrassing, but I want to raise awareness to TTM. And I might cry. Who knows? So I'm very patchy right here and all here. And I have a bald spot here and right here. So these are my eyebrows. They don't look, to me, that bad, but from other people who know me, this is really bad. I'm gonna take my lashes off, and we're gonna assess the situation together. I am bald right here. This eye isn't that bad, actually, but I'm still gonna show you the damage that I did. If I could get this lash off my finger. It is kind of sparse here and towards here. So I, like I said in the beginning of the video, have been living with TTM since I was 4. It might have been earlier than that, but I remember being 4. About 0.5 to 4.0% of people suffer from trichotillomania in their lifetime. This is going to be about me and my journey. I don't know about other people and their journey with trichotillomania or TTM or the hair pulling disorder, whatever you want to call it. But this is about Kamaya, me, and my journey with said disorder. It is a very shameful, lonely, and embarrassing disorder. I have done a lot of things to deter me from pulling, and I have done things that's a little crazy when it comes to pulling. So when I really wanted to better myself and try not to pull as much, I started to use oil. So I would use olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, any oil, and just slather it on my eyebrows, slather it on my lashes, you know, to make it slippery so my fingers couldn't pull. I would then turn to tweezers and pull out my hair because it could grip the hair better. That was at a really low point in my life when I was using tweezers to pull my hair out. It was an instant gratification feeling that I got from pulling my hair. I was around the age of 18 at this time, 17 to 18. And my lashes, this is when I was deeply into pulling my lashes. I don't have any photos from back then because having TTM makes me feel very ugly. I don't know how other people feel about their TTM. I'm not in a support group. I probably should be, just so that I feel less lonely. During the age of 18, 17, around that range, I was going through a lot. A lot of life changes. I was moving around a bit. My mom was really sick. I had no control over my life. And the one thing that I had control over was my hair. And I've come to realize at my adult age of 27, my ripe age of 27, that a lot of life changes trigger me. Whether it's a positive life change, a negative life change, a neutral life change, I get triggered. I feel like I don't have control. So a lot of my pulling comes from a lack of control. I also went through a phase where I would cut my hair off. I know that's not TTM, but I did go through a phase where I would just, my hair would be down my back and I would just be like chop, and it would just be this short and shorter. Like I have gone through phases of just cutting my hair off because I had no like control in my life. So I do know of one trigger right now, which is a lack of control. There are months where I don't pull at all and I congratulate myself, but in the last 2 years I have pulled every day, whether it's to the severity of being bald or just one eyebrow here, one eyebrow there, one eyelash here, one eyelash there. For me, I explained it like this to a friend the other day, that say for example, my eyebrow hurts when I go like this, I'm like, there's a little bit of pain. My body is signaling to have pain receptors here. Nothing has happened. I'm not hurt. But my brain is like, it hurts right around here. And my eyebrow could be full grown. And that's my signal to pull my hair. Because if the hair is not there, what's gonna hurt? And it's not logical at all. Because once the hair is gone, the skin hurts still. And that's how I explained it to my friend. If I pull the hair, the pain will go away. It's not logical at all because the pain remains. My brain tricks me into thinking there's something on my face. Bugs, whatever the case may be. And having the hair is uncomfortable. But, like I said, I feel very ugly. And I feel embarrassed. My glasses are really big. They cover my eyebrows. They're like, my glasses are about this big. So before I got makeup to cover up my eyebrows, I was using my glasses. And I forgot that I even pulled. I forgot I was bald. I came back home from work, got undressed, got in pajamas, took my glasses off, and my grandmother saw me and was like, ooh, so what are we gonna do about your brows? The shame and the embarrassment that came over me was so heavy. I'm trying not to cry. So if I take long pauses, I'm just gonna, anyway, I'm trying not to cry, but I'm gonna cry. The shame and embarrassment that came over me was so intense. And having this disorder is very shameful. And like I said, you feel very alone. I feel so alone. In a lot of aspects of my life, I feel alone. But especially with this disorder, I feel very, very alone. And I know that there are millions out there suffering with this same condition. I have researched videos. I have looked into buying books. I have looked into getting fidget spinners or fidget toys. But nothing compares to pulling your hair out. At least for me right now in this moment in my life. I am going through some life changes. Although it's positive life change that I want, it's still a life change. And I have to pull to feel control. To feel like I have control over something. I know that this is a form of self-harm, and I'm not actively being like, I need to harm myself. Like, that's not my thought process. I just want comfort. And there's something about pulling my hair out that brings me comfort. I'm looking for therapists that can help me better understand this condition and better myself and help me not pull as much. So there was a time, like last year, where I was talking to my mother about my condition. And I was just like, I don't plan on stopping. Because it is an addiction at the end of the day. It's an addiction. And I just blatantly, sorry, there's a lot of cat fur flying around. But I just blatantly told her, I was just like, yeah, I do not plan on stopping at all. Today, I would love to stop. I would like to not have this condition anymore. I would like to not be embarrassed. I would like to not have to cover up myself. I once had a therapist. It was on BetterHelp or Better Health, whatever it's called. And it was a video call. And I was embarrassed to show myself because I had pulled. And I hadn't told her that I had TTM. And when I told her that the reason my camera is off because I have TTM, she belittled me and made me feel a lot of shame. What she said, and I quote, "That makes a lot of sense about who you are now." I ended our therapy sessions. Because she could have came at me with more empathy, but instead she came at me aggressively, and that didn't make me feel good, and that made me pull more. It's taken a lot of control of who I am. It has made me feel very small and very insignificant. I don't know why I feel those things when it comes to this condition, but I just wanted to come on here and be honest and upfront about the fact that I have trichotillomania. I'm still learning what that means for me, and I'm still learning how to overcome this disorder, how to cope with it. Maybe I do need to get better fidget toys or something, but the feeling that, like I said, the feeling just, it's weird because for me, I do it mostly, so there's like, I forget the phrase, but basically there's conscious pulling, where you know you're pulling, and unconscious pulling. You're not even aware that you're pulling. I do a mix of the both. A lot of times I pull before bed. It helps calm me down. It reduces my anxiety, and it makes me go to sleep. I know that I'm doing that. There are moments throughout the day where I'm pulling and I'm not even paying attention. I'm just, I'm watching TV, pulling my hair out. I am asleep And in the middle of me being asleep, I'm pulling my hair out. I will wake up like this, you know, and it's a hard condition to explain to others because they always say, doesn't it hurt? Sometimes, but there's a pleasure in the pain. And they're just like, why can't you just stop? Just stop. Wow, I'm cured. That was so aggressive, sorry. But it's an addiction, like I said, at the end of the day. Not only is it an addiction, it's a disorder. I can't just stop. I have to go through therapy to learn my triggers and to learn what to do outside of that. Because I can stop pulling, but then it's going to transfer to something else in my body to do something else. Another form of self-harm. If I am not pulling my eyebrows, I am chewing the inside of my jaw. And the inside of my jaw right now is very torn up. If I'm not doing one or the other, I'm doing both. And I don't want to say this video is a cry for help at all. I more so want this video to be bringing awareness to trichotillomania and also to form a group, you know, with other people who have this condition so that we could feel less lonely and feel like we have community. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and bring awareness to the fact that I am not doing the best right now, but that's okay because I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to take the steps to get better. I'm going to reach out to a psychiatrist, to a therapist who can help me better myself. It is a condition that, like I said, you feel very lonely. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that, hey, I'm bald. I have bald spots. It doesn't look attractive. It doesn't look, you look sick. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I look sick. So I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna put on fake lashes. I'm gonna cover my eyebrows. I'm gonna put a hat on. You know, I'm gonna wear a scarf or a bonnet or whatever. Like I said, this is about my experience. So I don't know other people's experience with TTM and what they do to cover it up, or if they feel like they look sick or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, I feel like I look disgusting. And I feel like I look like grotesque and like a monster, and I don't recognize myself. But I felt like for the sake of this video that I should show myself in my true nature. I am bald. I have bald patches. I am actively suffering from this disorder. And yes, when I put on my lashes, when I put on my fake eyebrows, I feel confident. I feel like I can do anything because I look normal, you know? But with this condition, it is hard to feel okay about yourself. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to look in the mirror. You don't want to talk to people. You're embarrassed. And like I said, I have gone out of my way to pull, like I said, with the tweezers and ripping out my hair because I needed comfort. It comforts me. And I know you're like, why does that? Like, what? I can't explain it. I don't know. It just comforts me. It really does. And typically for people with TTM, there's a ritual. So a lot of people with TTM eat their hair. A lot of people with TTM, if there's a follicle on the hair that they've pulled, whatever they've pulled from, they'll rub it on their lips, which I do. I like the feel of the hair follicle. It's kind of wet and like fun. I don't know. But then I throw the hair away because I get instantly disgusted. It's a weird ritual of pulling, rub, disgust. Why did I do that? Especially if I'm conscious and aware that I'm pulling. It's like, why am I doing this? I don't want to be doing this. I know the fact that I'm going to get sad, but I have to do it. I have to pull. And I want to change my brain chemistry to be deterred from pulling, to be like, let's not do that. One thing that has helped me pull less is getting acrylic nails, because for some reason I can't, with my regular nails I can grip with the point, like this, I can grip it really well. When it comes to acrylic nails, I can't grip my hair very well, and so I get acrylic nails and I don't pull for a while because it's like I can't do it. And I try to stay away from tweezers so that I'm not, pulling hair out. But yeah, that's one thing that I realized helps me. Another thing that helps me a lot is putting on false lashes. I don't know what about it tricks my brain into being like, oh, you can't pull now. This is just a video, a sit down video that I just wanted to do to bring awareness to TTM and hopefully build a community of people who want to connect and talk about how it's affected their life and how they're trying to get better. Because a year ago I didn't want to get better. Now I'm in a spot where I'm like, I want to be better. I want to be better for myself and for my future. And I want to be healthy. And I know that this is not necessarily going to damage anything internally, I don't think. But I know that I can get pinched nerves from this. I can get I think you can get carpal tunnel from this. And then your hair just won't grow back. I don't want that for myself. I don't want to not have hair. I don't want my hair to thin. So, yeah. But this is me and my raw reality. It's not the worst that it has been, but this is the worst it's been in a minute. I'm not happy with myself right now. I am very sad that I did this, but I do, like I keep saying, I just wanted to share my natural reality, my raw reality, for anybody who's out there who feels alone, that this is okay. You're going to be okay, and we're going to figure it out, and we're not going to stay stuck here. We're not going to die. We're going to survive. And it may feel hard today. It may feel hard tomorrow, but it won't feel hard forever. Life has ups and downs, and we are going to figure things out, and we're going to help each other out. And yeah. So this is just my journey with TTM. And yeah. So I'll catch you in the next one.